Coach Huggins mentioned that he's been spending a lot of time in practice just teaching guys to pass the ball.
Yeah.
What are some of the things, specific things you guys have been working on to try to make that process a little cleaner?
Well, I think the biggest thing is seeing where the help is coming from, making sure you know where defenders are as opposed to just throwing it to the guy who you think is open and not knowing where the defense is. I think that when you have young guards or inexperienced guards at the Division I level, you're playing against guys who are very athletic, who can cover a lot of ground in a very short period of time. So you have to know where the defense is before you throw the ball to a guy you think is open. Because a lot of times in this game, you think a guy's open and he's really not.
Is some of that teaching them how to create angles too? Move in a little bit that gives them a better angle, especially on entry passes, to get the ball to where they want it to go?
No, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is with our guys is we fail to understand we have to protect the ball with our body before we pass it. So we want to stick the ball out there in front of us and pass the ball to a teammate, and it's exposed and we don't have anything protecting the ball. So we're not stepping across a defender, we're just throwing the ball so it gets deflected. And even a good example was just Issa's tonight there at the end of the game where he just picked it up, put it over his head and threw it and it got deflected. And you have to protect the ball, step through the defense and get it to your offensive guy. And it's just for whatever reason it's taken us an extraordinarily long time to get that point across to guys. And I think that the longer I'm in this business, I think that it just comes down to having to play games and get it figured out, and I think that's what's starting to happen to our team right now.
Is that the biggest reinforcer, that when they get out there and they get turnovers off those, then that really makes them realize, hey, I can't do this. I've got to listen to what I'm being taught?
That part of it, and the part where they come over to the bench and sit down, I think that makes them understand pretty well.
Have you had to spend this much time with a team you can remember in the past?
Certainly not since I've been here at West Virginia in the 7 years that I've been here. But we've always had experienced guards, even from day one. With Gary Brown and Jawan Staten and those guys, and then the Tariq Phillips and Javon Carters and Jayshawn Pages and those guys. So it hasn't been as evident as it is with this team. But I think that the more time we spend with them, and I think the more time they spend, being serious about becoming better passers, and the more games that we play, I think that'll be a situation where we'll learn.
And is that just a function because all those other guys you mentioned, they got to learn behind other experienced guys? They weren't thrown out here for the minutes some of these guys are?
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, I think that we've always had turnover in our program, but we've always had experienced guards from the year before coming back. And right now, the only guy that we really have with that type of experience is Beadle. And quite frankly, he's been, God bless him, he's been so banged up, it's been, very difficult. And even in the off season, and he hasn't been able to find his rhythm. He had 2 high ankle sprains that kept him out for a long time. And then, of course, the hand injury and now the elbow. So, if we can catch a break here and Beadle can get healthy, that would certainly help things too.